prayer is a kind of magic, only cleaner, quieter, and far more dangerous to doubt. People think of it as something soft, something whispered before sleep. But real prayer? It's a mantra that rewires reality. It bends the unseen toward the possible. When spoken with truth instead of fear, it's not a wish. It's a command whispered in the language of the soul. Every word in a prayer carries vibration. Ancient cultures understood that long before microphones and amplifiers. They knew sound creates structure, that the right tone can split stone or heal bone. That's why true prayer feels electric. It's energy being sculpted by belief. When you speak a prayer, you don't just send it out. You tune yourself in. You start vibrating at the same frequency as the outcome you seek. A mantra works because it doesn't beg. It declares. It's rhythm, repetition, and resonance working together to unlock something ancient inside the human psyche. When the words of prayer are charged with intention, they form patterns in the unseen, like ripples crossing an infinite sea. The stronger the focus, the wider the waves. And somewhere in that unseen expanse, the world begins to shift in response. But here's the catch. A mantra is only as powerful as the heart behind it. You can't chant your way into miracles if your spirit still doubts its own light. The magic of prayer doesn't come from the mouth, it comes from alignment. When your thought, emotion, and purpose fuse into one frequency, that's when miracles start happening. Not because you forced them, but because you finally stopped resisting them. In that sense, prayer is the technology of the spirit. It doesn't require temples or translations. It only requires presence. To pray is to become aware that you are part of something vast, responsive, and alive. Every genuine prayer sends a signal through that field, an imprint of hope so luminous that reality itself listens. Call it divine feedback, cosmic law, or pure physics of consciousness. It all means the same thing. Belief changes the fabric of what is possible. Across time, the greatest civilizations, Egyptian, Vedic, African, Mayan, treated words as sacred instruments. They carved them into stone because they understood that sound and symbol outlive flesh. The right phrase, uttered with clarity, could protect cities, heal wounds, or call rain. They didn't pray out of superstition. They prayed because they knew language was power disguised as devotion. The tragedy of the modern world is that it turned prayer into routine. People mutter words they no longer feel, chasing miracles they no longer expect. But the true nature of prayer is wild, unpredictable, and deeply alive. It doesn't ask you to kneel, it asks you to remember. Every time you speak from the heart, you're activating that ancient current again, the same one that once shaped stars and storms. When prayer becomes mantra, it stops being an act of desperation and becomes an act of creation. You no longer plead for the universe to notice you. You collaborate with it. You realize that the miracle isn't somewhere out there. It's the energy you awaken in yourself when you dare to believe that your voice carries weight in the fabric of existence. A true mantra doesn't just call for change, it is change, unfolding in sound. It's the code of faith spoken into motion. And if you listen closely beneath your own breathing, you can feel the world subtly rearranging itself around that vibration. That's the real miracle of prayer. It doesn't summon the divine from afar. It reminds the divine that it's already here, speaking through you, waiting for the courage of your voice. So the next time you pray, don't whisper out of fear. Speak like someone conjuring truth. Let every syllable be a spell of gratitude, every pause a doorway for grace. The mantra isn't about convincing the heavens. It's about commanding your spirit to remember what it was built for. Because when prayer becomes pure intention, when faith turns into frequency, the universe has no choice but to answer.